Hey everybody, going over a initiation guide that kind of supplements what I said in the text for the Awakening Canon guide. What I want to go over is kind of like a small tactic initiation, 1v1, maybe 3v3, up to 5v5. Nothing node war or guild versus guild size. I want to go over four specific ones that you can use, and I also want to note that these are not the only things you can do. There are many other skills and combinations out there. I just want to give you guys some ideas to work with to start. So what I like to do in my 1v1s is actually do a shake off into general disarray. I know I've said it many times in the guides. Make sure that you have general disarray on your hotbar, because otherwise you can only use it after specific skills holding the spacebar. If you have it on a hotkey, you can just use it whenever the hell you want. So we're going to let that cool down, and my initiation is usually actually just forward shake off into general disarray. It's a good, gap closer. I close that distance on single, well, obviously multiple targets, but presume single target. And it ends with decent damage and a potential float. So if you do float them, you can get a good couple punches in, and then go into a grab chain if you want, or you can continue to do more damage, and then when they stand up, you'd probably have to evade their counter and then go back in. But again, it's just a simple shake off into general disarray, and then if they are floated and you're too far away, you can just do another shake off and you should be right on top of them. So I guess the full combo would be shake off, general disarray, another shake off if you feel it necessary. Alright, so the other one is the Awakening buff, which is your Q, into Flame Buster, into Lava Piercer. So you're using the Lava Piercer because when you use your Q buff into Instant Flame Buster, you're assuming they're knocked down. Or, they've taken damage and they're like, oh god, what was that? They're like slightly distracted, so you're using that moment in time to gain the advantage or gain the ground that you were missing. It's also possible if you want to use this while they're trying to run away, if you're fast enough. So I'm only going to be able to do this once because of the cooldown timer, but it'll be your Q buff and you left mouse, right mouse button to instantly use Ancient Power, and then assuming that they're knocked down, you run in and do whatever it is you do to beat people up. So I'll do that really quick one more time. It's instant Ancient Power, and you run in and do what you need to do to beat people up. Easy. Alright, the next one is Shift F and right mouse button. So you're going to do this awesome drop kick. It makes you look really retarded, and the enemy is going to be like, what the fuck is that guy doing? And maybe that's the one moment in time where they're kind of laughing at you, where you're just going to pop up and shoot them in the face. And they're going to be like, what the fuck just happened? If you want the comedy effect, and you just want to make them like roll on the floor, and then all of us, you just do Shift D and F, and they're like, what the hell is going on? And then you just run at them and beat them up. But really, you want to use Shift F, and you go into right click, and that does crouch shot. Crouch shot and the Shift F full duration is super armor. So what you're actually kind of trying to do here is bait out an attack. So you do another one and you're trying to bait it out, and it's super armor. So you're kind of staying at range and you're trying to knock them down, you're trying to just be annoying. And the second they screw up, you go in for the attack. It's might take a little more practice. If you're using it in a 1v1, they may not fall for it many times. So it's situational, but it is definitely worth it. And the last but not least, the bread and butter, and I'm going to tell you why it's bread and butter. If we go to this sweet, sweet hunk of meat here, and we go to our skill add-ons, if you look at blasting, blasting has the potential to get you a 20% crit rate buff. When you're trying to do damage, crit is 0.5 times damage, so 50% more damage is pretty sweet. And if you can stack some crit, and most of your attacks crit, you're going to actually pile on damage pretty fast. I have Devastation, so let's switch this to the one I actually want to talk about. It's ground lifting. A lot of players like use ground lifting. You can use it for accuracy, and you can use it for attack speed. So you're following combos will 4% extra chance to hit with accuracy, assuming it's 4%, and then you have 4% attack speed as well. So to make it really fast, you do your auto attack, and a lot of bread and butter is just lava piercer, spacebar ground lift. You can do slugfest like I did on accident, or you can do what I really meant to do, is lava piercer into spacebar giant leap into blasting, and that way you proc the accuracy, you proc the attack speed buff, and you proc 20% crit buff. And if they're floated, there's nothing they can do about it. You get a full blasting off. You can then maybe grab them if you want. You can go into a full slugfest. Maybe you'd have to shake off out of it if they stood up. Many things you can do in a 1v1 situation. The only problem is a lot of players know about this, so you got to maybe switch it up and not do the same thing every time. But they are definitely looking for berserkers to run like this and use giant or ground lift afterwards. So maybe running at different angles and coming from the side might be better. You just have to switch it up. Like, you can't be predictable. So that's that for the smaller Engage. Good luck out there.